Hi everyone, I'm Elle. Welcome to the channel and thank you for hanging out with me today. So today, I came across this article by the Manila Bulletin titled, Why Filipino Students Are Having a Hard Time Learning. It talks about Secure Education Movement's Thursday Habit launch today, April 15, and one of the main speakers was educational psychologist Liza Marie Campo Amor Olegario. Hi, ma'am Olegario, I miss your EdSpsych classes. So, going back to the article that I read, in the roundtable discussion, she talks about the struggle not only of Filipino students but parents and teachers as well. She being Ma'am Olegario. Schools in the country have been closed since March of 2020. If you are from here as well, you may remember. And the new learning setup posed so many challenges. Too many things isn't too many to list. And of course, no one was ready for the global pandemic and the consistent lockdowns and community quarantines for the past 13 months. But we also have to think why. A lot of people have been able to adjust. I'm not trying to say anything else other than why haven't we adapted better to the situation? After all, it's been more than a year, but we are still hearing the same complaints from parents, teachers, and students that have been voiced out many months ago, but it's the same. It's almost the same thing. And in the launch, Ma'am Olegario points out that it's because majority of the educators in the country still use the traditional approach, and the issue is that it's too traditional. And myself, as an educator, I do understand what she means by too traditional. And it's a you know how as an I don't know how many of you listening to me have experienced teaching as well, but being tied down to the curriculum and making sure that the students get the grades that their parents want them to get, it's a big deal. There are societal expectations and you have to meet them before you could apply a certain personal agenda, and especially in this culture where educational background really matters. It's just simply such a big deal, if you get what I mean. And I personally find myself constantly thinking about the marks my student will receive, the course outlines that they need to follow, the curriculum that needs to be observed, and how their grades will be a reflection of me. Because of course, the lower their marks, the more complaints that you get from parents and other people from the staff. Like, are you doing your job properly? And it's a sad thing. You know, I'm actually good at my job. I think it's a rare case for me that students don't improve in their grades. It's something that I take pride in. When students are given to me, assigned to me, they do improve academically speaking. On paper, teaching them how to take tests, teaching them how to remember facts, all of those things that are very by the book. But then as an educator, especially in 2021, you have to think about why students are in school. And if you look at the history of public education, the public education system. It was actually created and designed, the whole formal education thing, to produce the working force, the labor force, so that everyone had the same basic information. But we are way past the Industrial Revolution today, aren't we? There are progressive pedagogies, me per some of one of which is the Montessori school, and in these schools, the focus is more on actual learning, not just remembering facts, not just being able to do the bare minimum so that you can secure a corporate job after you graduate. Not It's not about the 4 hours reading, writing, arithmetic. What's the other one? Oh my gosh, I feel so bad not remembering all of these, but y- yeah, I anyway, so all of these things, and I have that sentiment as well. I think that we are failing the students, because instead of teaching them and teaching them how to learn on their own and sharing with them a passion for learning, we are mostly about what grade did you get, did you finish your assignment. It's it's no wonder kids don't like school, right? And I guess it's not just here in the Philippines, but this is where I grew up, so that's my experiential knowledge, really. And I hear it a lot from my students. Their parents complain to them, they get grounded, or they get punished for not being able to get the grade that is desirable, and they have less and less appreciation for opportunities to learn, when school could be a place for actual learning, where you can study about things that matter to you. Of course, lesson plans, a basic curriculum is still important, because there are information that everyone should know, historical facts that everyone should know. But at the same time, perhaps if we focus less on test taking and rote learning, then the sentiment would be different. Then perhaps the students would have a better appreciation for the things in life in general, and they will not hate reading or books, for example, or hate the institution itself. Like, there are kids, the thought of going to school paralyzes them. I had a student like that before. She really cracked under the pressure that she had to seek psychiatric help. And it's not even a unique story or a unique case. It happens to students because of the pressure that we put on them. And perhaps if we focus less on competing competitively, and instead focus competing globally, and instead focus on actually enriching the students' lives, then we would be raising up and developing citizens who are not only critical thinkers but are creative inventors as well. Yes, the scores are very low in comparison to other countries, but you have to consider reading comprehension in English exams among elementary students. These kids, in the for most public school students, these kids don't read books in English when they exit the classroom, right? It's not something that they apply on a daily basis? What other things do they need to comprehend? What are the more important things? And if we focus in less on drills in grammar, but in developing critical thinking in them instead, then it will work better. So yeah, there's that. I'm being very selective with the terms I'm using. I feel like I'm kind of all over the place, and yeah, I'll work on that as well. I think I try to go back to having no script so that it will be more organic. But then I'm realizing that I feel the pressure when I'm talking on the fly and I'm losing all of the terms that I should be using. But I hope I did not lose you in this episode. Again, thank you so much for being here today and for hanging out with me. If you have comments about what we just talked about, what I talked about in this episode, let's do talk about them in the description, in the comments below. I have thoughts, but I have to process them, and yeah, there's that. Thanks and bye.